Hello, everyone. The topic of our group's last presentation is gender equality, and it will be shown by Jim, Cynthia, and me. Our presentation is divided into three parts: gender equality in China, gender equality in Peru, and conclusion and call. Now, let me introduce the gender equality in China. Overviewing the gender equality in China, China has made significant progress in promoting gender equality in recent decades. Women in China have gained greater access to education, employment, and political representation. However, traditional cultural norms and gender stereotypes still pose challenges in achieving true gender parity. The government has implemented policies to address gender-based discrimination and empower women, including laws protecting women's rights and initiatives to increase female leadership in government and the private sector. In my opinion, there are some initiatives and policies promoting gender equality in China. For improving women's education, China has implemented policies to increase girls' access to education, including scholarships and affirmative action programs to boost female enrollment in universities. For promoting women in the workforce, legislation prohibits gender discrimination in hiring and promotion, and the government provides tax incentives to companies that employ and advance women. For enhancing women's political participation, China has set targets for women's representation in government and provides leadership training and mentorship programs to support female candidates. For combating domestic violence, China has passed laws to protect women from domestic abuse and created support services, including shelters and counseling for survivors. And I think there are three major challenges to gender equality in China. First, gender pay gap. Despite laws mandating equal pay, a persistent gender pay gap remains, with women earning on average 17% less than men for the same work. Second, gender stereotypes. Traditional gender norms and stereotypes continue to limit opportunities for women in the workplace and society, with many still expected to prioritize family duties over careers. Third, and you can see the picture. Third, class ceiling. Women face barriers to advancement with fewer women than men in leadership roles, especially in the highest echelons of business and government.
Hello everybody, now we are going to continue with the presentation. Now we are going to talk part 2, gender equality in Peru. Gender equality has been a present issue in Peru, a country with a rich history and diverse cultural tradition. Despite progress, significant challenges remain ensuring equal rights and opportunities for women and men. Now, the part of these Sustainable Development Goals that we are going to talk it's about the target 5.1, end discrimination against women and girls, and all forms of discrimination against all women and girls everywhere. That is the purpose of these goals. Now, we are going to talk the historical context and progress. The first thing is 1915s until 1950s. Women gained the right to vote and increased participation in the workforce and politics. From 1980s until 1990s, the women gained the right to vote and increased participation in the workforce and politics. From 2000 until now, present, Peru has enacted laws to promote gender equality, but implementation and enforcement remain ongoing challenges. Challenges to gender equality, discrimination and stereotypes is referred to the deeply rooted cultural norms and stereotypes continue to limit opportunities for women in the workplace and society. Economic disparities. In Peru, the women earn less than men, had higher rates of unemployment, and face barriers to entrepreneurship and leadership roles. Violence and harassment. In Peru, gender-based violence, including domestic abuse and sexual harassment. Now, legislation and policies. Equality laws. Peru has passed laws prohibiting discrimination and promoting gender equality in the workplace and society. And then, national plan. The Peruvian government has implemented a national plan for gender equality to address systematic challenges. International commitments. Peru has ratified international treaties and agreements related to women's rights and gender equality. After women empowerment initiatives, the women participate in entrepreneurship programs that the government offered. After that, educational scholarships, all the women and the girls studied in the schools and all the different kind of schools. Political participations. The woman in Peru has a participation in any part of Peru. In Peru, it's nowadays has a president, a woman. Community or church that is referred to the grassroots initiatives that raise awareness and empowerment women at the local level. Opportunity for advancement, expanding education, increasing access to quality education for girls and women and unlock their potential, promoting leadership, supporting women in the leadership roles can inspire change and serve as role models, engaging men and boys, involving men and boys in the gender equality. Thank you so much.
I'm gonna explain about a call to action in Peru and China. Okay. Achieving gender equality in Peru and China requires efforts from the government, civil society, and the community. And we need all of the participation of these agents to build a country with more participation of women in many cases. First, China. We have here 4 points, initiatives and policies promoting gender equality in China. First, improving women's education. This country promote while scholarships for girls and about promoting women in the workforce. There are legislation to protect the women's right, like it's prohibited any discrimination in the job. Enhancing women's political participation, as we can see, we have a foro and we can notice a participation of women in the government. That foro is about a education area of the government of China, and obviously combating domestic violence. Challenges to gender equality in China. There are many points here, but the principal are 3. First, about a gender pay gap, because in China, the pay for the women is 17% less than men, and for the same work. And it's not just for me, but that topic are improving according past the years. And the second point is about gender stereotypes. And the last class sailing, and it's about participation of the women in the governments, in the representative positions of the government. And as we notice here are a photo, it's a photo who represents the men participation. Challenges to gender equality in Peru. Persists patriarchal norms, and it's similar about a gender-based violence. And here we have a photo because our country is or has a lot of problems in that topic about a violence, women's violence. And the second point is about economy disparity in the insufficient legal protections. And here we have a photo who represent the problems in Peru about a topic. We can notice the percents in this are so high. But we have initiatives and policies promoting gender equality in Peru, like legal reforms, because Peru now has laws to promote a gender equality, including the Equal Opportunity Plan, and also education initiatives. For example, in Pronavec, that is a social program from Peru, there are a part specifically to women. The name is Mujeres Ciencia, and it's a scholarship too. And workforce equality. And yeah, comparative analysis. Here we have a comparative analysis about a gender equality in China and Peru. And we can notice, according to this presentation, China focus about including the participation of women in the government, and for the part of Peru is about reduce the discrimination, the violence, the domestic violence in our country. Yes, and here we have a conclusion in call to action. We have both countries have a lot of problems in that topic, but we can share the best practices, and with that we can accelerate the progress about this topic. That's all. Thank you so much for the attention.